Hey my loves, welcome back to The Process, where we embrace the process of life to be our best versions. Today I wanted to share a lesson that I learned through a personal experience over the past couple of days, and it's all about the buzzword manifestation. I've been actively practicing manifestation for 5-6 years now, but I definitely was subconsciously practicing it since I was a kid. So today we're going to explore the missing piece to your manifestation, or the biggest mistake people make when manifesting. Manifesting can be misunderstood as just asking and then waiting for God or the universe or whoever it is that you believe in to just give you what you asked for. Of course, one of the biggest books that I would recommend for manifesting is literally called Ask and It Is Given by Esther Hicks. But there's definitely more to the story than just asking and waiting. This is a common misconception, and one that I actually have made multiple times myself, and most recently 2 days ago. A beautiful parable paints it in the best way, so I'm going to share that with you guys. I don't actually know the origins of it. My dad told me that it was a Muslim parable, then a Christian friend of mine told me that it was a Christian parable, and then one of my spiritual mentors told me it was a Buddhist parable, so I don't know where it actually came from. So it's about this guy who goes to a statue, I don't know, of God or a deity or whoever he believes in, every single day and says, please, 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 God, help me to win the lottery. And he does that for so long that one day God speaks back and says, will you buy a lottery ticket already? I love that. Another great parable that paints it perfectly is about a priest when the earth begins to flood. So everyone is getting into boats and planes, and the priest is on his knees on the top of the church saying, God, please save me. I have dedicated my life to you. A boat comes by full of people. They offer him a ride and he says, no, God is going to save me. A plane comes by, they offer him a ride, and he says, no thank you, God is going to save me, until finally the priest drowns. So up in heaven, he's sitting with God and he says, I dedicated my life to you. How did you let me drown? How did you let me die? And God's like, I sent you a boat. I sent you a plane and you didn't take any of it. So the missing piece to your manifestation, the lesson, is to do all that you can do, all that you are guided to, and then wait for your blessings. In the case of our lottery man, he needed to buy the lottery ticket in order to receive his wish. He was being so specific on the way that he wanted to receive the money, but he wasn't even giving God or the universe a conduit to give him that blessing. So there is a little bit more to the receiving end of the manifestation process than just twiddling your thumbs. It's really good to keep your mind nice and grounded and sober and calm so that you can receive that divine guidance. In the case of our lottery man, he was so focused on the praying and the asking and the waiting that he wasn't hearing that he needed to buy a lottery ticket. I'm just going to read a little bit that I wrote in my diary after I realized this. There's an order to manifesting. Doing what you're guided to do is like the bridging gap between asking and receiving. Sometimes you will be guided not to do anything at all, and other times you'll be guided to take action. The guided action is a part of the manifestation, and without the guided action, the manifestation can't fully break through. So how did this all come about in my life? I have a story for you guys. So about a week ago, my dad gave me a beautiful necklace. He stressed the importance of not losing this necklace, and that's a whole manifestation in itself, but we'll go into that in another video. I was doing my best to stay very objective and not give in to his fear of me losing this necklace, but subconsciously I did adopt a little bit of his fear around me bearing that necklace. So 2 days after he gave it to me, I had some house inspections because I'm looking for a new place to live, and when I got home, the necklace was no longer on my neck. I was freaking out. I felt so guilty and ashamed, especially after he'd given me that big talk about not losing the necklace. I didn't want to tell anyone just in case that it would show up somewhere, but I knew in my heart that I'd lost it while I was out. So, of course, the first thing I did was drop to my knees, pray, manifest. Thank you so much for bringing this back into my life. Thank you for showing me where it is. And I just kept repeating that consciously and intently. While manifesting as well, it's really good to use language like, thank you for bringing it into my life. My necklace is right here. I know exactly where it is. Thank you for showing me exactly where it is, as opposed to, can you please? Because that's speaking as if you don't already have it. But still use whatever language that suits you. I just find that that's an easier way of getting your mind to adjust to the belief that it's here and now, which is a key part of manifesting. So about an hour later, I was having a shower and I had this thought to message one of the guys that showed me around an apartment. And my mind immediately knocked it off and was like, as if like that specific guy is gonna have my necklace. Like, why would it be him? But throughout the day, that thought kept coming up. His face kept popping up, the apartment kept popping up, the street kept popping up, but I kept ignoring it. I searched my street, I searched my car, my bedroom, everywhere. Until the end of the day, I was absolutely exhausted. And I thought, okay, what have I got to lose? I'll message this guy. I think I also had a little bit of social anxiety. I was like, he's gonna think I'm so weird for messaging him about a necklace. Just egoic blockages that was stopping me from welcoming in my blessings. So I just messaged the guy saying, hey, just on the off chance it may have dropped in your apartment, have you seen this necklace? I didn't hear from the guy for 1 or 2 days, and of course my mind was like, see, I told you so, what a waste of time. Until he messaged me back and said that he'd found it in the apartment and that I could pick it up anytime. So this is a classic lottery ticket moment. If I hadn't messaged the guy, which is the divinely guided action, I wouldn't have received my blessing. I wouldn't have received my necklace back. When he messaged me back, he said, I wouldn't have even guessed it was yours. I thought it was someone's in the complex because it had dropped like in the corridor, and he'd left it like in the general area in case it was somebody from the apartment blocks. So I've just arrived at the front of the apartment to get the necklace, and I just wanted to say, try not to figure out why things happen. Because if I had thought of this literally, I would have been like, oh, I dropped my necklace there because I'm meant to live there. And I really don't feel that's the case. The reason sometimes is way beyond our understanding. The reason could be just for me to be inspired to make this video for you. So although it is nice to try to figure out life, try not to get attached to any conclusion so that you can continue to be open to what life can bring you. So I love when these kind of things happen and we do learn the lesson, because if that hadn't happened, I probably wouldn't have realized or remembered that bridging gap between asking for what I want and taking the divinely guided action. So if you're praying and trying to manifest money and you get this idea to write a book and you say, oh no, like, me write a book? No way. It's like, why are you blocking yourself? Like, if that's a divinely guided action, you're probably going to get money from that. You may have to put in a little bit of effort or get out of your comfort zone, but it's going to be worth it in the end. Again, I messaged this guy purely because I had this random thought in the shower and random thoughts throughout the day of the apartment and of the guy, even though I had no intention of moving into that apartment. It's really our responsibility in the manifestation process to listen to the divinely guided actions. Another example is if you're trying to manifest a partner and you keep getting intuitive signs to join a class, just do it. Try to rise above the mind and all the reasons that it's telling you why you shouldn't, and give it a go. You might be pleasantly surprised. That might be the divinely guided action that you need to take to welcome in your blessings. So my loves, take divinely guided action in your manifestation process. Even if it feels illogical or your mind convinces you that it's not worth it, it's usually those little actions that bring you the biggest wins. Manifesting and taking the actions aren't actually the hard part. The hardest part is overcoming your mind and the limitations that you place on yourself and how much you resist the process being easy. All it would have taken for the priest to live was to get on the boat. All it would have taken for the guy to win the lottery was to buy a lottery ticket. So just remember, we are co-creators. We are co-creating with the universe, with God, with each other. We're all a part of this divine web of life. So if you're trying to go at it alone, just remember that we're all conduits for your blessings. It's not just you. It's the guy from the house inspection. It's the boat full of people. It's the lottery shop owner. Your blessings rely upon you to work with God, to work with people, and to work with yourself. So welcome in those blessings. Practice listening to that inner voice. I will upload a video soon on how to strengthen your intuition and how to hear it louder and clearer. But as I said, keeping a calm mind, a sober mind will help greatly. If you made it to the end of the video, I'd really appreciate if you left a like and a comment below the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Happy manifesting, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!